Today we're going to learn to draw the cranial nerves. We're going to start off by drawing the brain as our template. So drawing the right and the left hemispheres. The red over here represents the cerebellum, your midbrain, your pons, and your medulla, not drawn to scale. And these are just the little folds in the brain. We are starting with your cranial nerve number 1, which comes from your nasal mucosa through the cribriform plate of the ethmoid bone. This is your olfactory nerve. Your second nerve is from the optic chiasm. This is your cranial nerve number 2, optic nerve. Your cranial number 3 arises from the accessory oculomotor nucleus from the midbrain, and it exits through the cranial fossa. The trochlear nerve, number 4, arises from the midbrain but towards the back. The next one is cranial nerve number 5. It has 3 major branches that we'll go over in a different video. But for now, just know that it is from the trigeminal motor nucleus in the pons. Cranial nerve number 6, abducens nerve, also is from the pons. The 7th, 8, and 9 are kind of sort of near each other. Cranial nerve number 7 is your facial nerve, which is from the pons and the medulla. 8 is the vestibulocochlear nerve, which is from your medulla. And then cranial nerve number 9 is your glossopharyngeal nerve from your medulla. Next also from the medulla is your cranial number 10, vagus nerve. Your accessory nerve, CN11, has cranial roots and spinal roots. So those are the little roots that you see. And lastly, from the medulla, you have your cranial number 12, your hypoglossal nerve. Now I'm going to go through each nerve and tell you whether they're sensory, motor, or both. Cranial nerve number 1 is sensory. Cranial nerve number 2 is sensory. 3 is motor. 4 is motor. 5 is both. 6 is motor. 7 is both. 8 is sensory. 9 is both. 10 is both. 11 is motor. And 12 is motor. I like to use the acronym. Some say Merry Money, but my brother says Big Brains Matter More. I'll include it in the description below. We are going to go through each nerve and their functions. Cranial nerve number 1 is for smell. Number 2 is for sight. Cranial number 3, motor, responsible for eye movements. Cranial nerve number 4, also responsible for eye movements, pupillary constriction. Cranial number 5 has branches that do different functions, but generally they're for facial sensation, muscles of mastication. Number 6 is eye movement. Number 7, facial expression, muscles of mastication. 8, hearing, balance. 9, taste. 10, lots of different functions, but it goes through different organs. Number 11, muscles of the neck, movement of the head. And 12, innervation of the tongue. And these are your cranial nerves.